Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast, and welcome to Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, rumours, links, etc. You name it, you'll find it on this channel. It has been a few days though, hasn't it? I have been feeling a bit edgy at home, to be fair, not creating any content. I've had a few days off, which is very unlike me on this channel. I was at the cricket yesterday, so that's why I'm a little bit sunburnt / red. I had a great day at the cricket, day 5. It was so exciting, and I've absolutely loved the first test. It's been gripping, enthralling, exciting, dramatic. It's been a right story. So I've really enjoyed the first test. I think Baz Ball will have learned a lot how to approach the Aussies as well in that first test. So bring on the second test now. Really excited for it. But we have got to get back to Villa. Alex Baena from Villarreal linked with a move to Aston Villa. Potentially would be our record signing central midfielder. And you know me by now. I love players with silky swagger. And Baena has got all of that in abundance. His awareness is brilliant. His vision is brilliant. His eye for a pass is amazing. He's technical. He's got flair in a controlled way, in a technical way. He's got flair. It's not out and out pace running at players. It's a flair of just skill. He's a really good, skillful, central attacking midfielder, and I really like the look of him. He looks a really, really good player. I think he would suit our system, which is important. So when I do quite a lot of these transfers links to Aston Villa, the first thing you got to think of, how would they fit into our team? How would they fit into our system? If it's sort of like a link and there's no way of them fitting into our system, such as a player playing, I don't know, an attacking player, a winger playing predominantly all his career on the left-hand side, well, that doesn't suit how we play, does it? So the link, I'm not sure on it. So this one he's strong with the ball on his feet. So when he's dribbling, he's very, very strong. He's got a bit of pace in him, and his late runs into the box are very, very good as well. He's a really good attacking midfielder who first thought, I think, from watching him, is end product. I think is quite important. So it's end product with him, which is the main thing. Whether it's a pass, whether it's a shot, whether it's, a through ball, he's all about end product, and that's important. He receives the ball well. He always wants to receive the ball and drive forward. So predominantly he does play on that left-hand side in midfield as well. Another point I'd like to make as well is it's not about who he replaces. Yeah, it's not these players that are getting linked with Villa. I think the first thought from fans at the minute is, who's he replacing? For me, it's totally not. It's about who he's rotating. That's the thing. Who are we rotating with? We've got a good core group of players at this team, at this club at the minute. And some may leave, but the core of them are actually really good. And we've seen that under Unai Emery, that they can play this system and they can play it really well. But like I keep saying, in certain games, what we've got sort of isn't always the right option. Somebody else could potentially come in and do a better job in that game. And I think that's what I'm definitely looking for going into next season. Whether it's a Ramsey on the bench for a game or two and maybe somebody else coming in because they suit the opposition, which sometimes we can't do. We don't have that luxury of doing. At the minute, all we've got is our best 11 and that's it. And then we've got some squad players that can just sort of, without sounding harsh, do a job. And for where we're trying to get to, the doer jobs just aren't good enough. That they can make do, that's fine. But we need quality. And this is what an Alex Baena would bring to the squad as a whole. More quality. Yes, I would love a Goncalves, but that one looks really difficult to get. He's owned by 2 different clubs, and the one club have got to do a deal with the other club to get the money. So That's a big mess, in my opinion, that one. So Alex Baena, he's a really exciting player, very young as well, and would fit a mould of youth coming into Villa as well. So it's one to have a look at. We're going to have a look at his player profile. I've got a couple of other players to run through as well. And then we're going to have a look at the Villa side, and we're going to have a look at the what I'm trying to explain about not replacing. It's about rotating. And I'm going to try and pick apart the squad, and I'm going to have a look at where I think potential rotation can come in and where the squad looks strong. So stick with me, Villa fans. Right. So first of all, let's have a look at Alex Baena. Right. 21 years of age, market value of 21 million. Now, they would be looking to get something in the region of 40. So he's 21 years of age. This is his first major breakthrough season at Villarreal. The season before was a bit part player. So this is his first breakthrough season, predominantly playing on that left-hand side of midfield. So outside of the double pivot on the left. So Ramsey's position at the minute. So 35 games, matches played, started 19, scored 6 goals. He has an expected XG of 3.91. He has 2 assists. He's got 82% passing accuracy per game. In his own half, 92. Opposition half, 74. So for an attacking midfielder, 74% possession isn't that bad, to be fair. You know, you've got to think of the passes that he's trying to play through balls. He's trying to either the needle passes, creativity. So they're going to work, they're going to not work. But 74%, I think, is a pretty good rating there. Accuracy of long balls, 60%. He's got successful dribbles, 52. Total duels, 140. Ground duels, 43. So his defensive work isn't necessarily a strong point. But his SOFA score rating was 6.92. So that would be just below the 7 bracket that I really like. And bearing in mind that only one Villa player got above 7 last season, and that was Douglas Luiz. So if we have a little comparison to a player that plays in this position for Aston Villa then, so we'll have a look at Ramsey. So I think that's just a fair general assessment. So we've got pretty even, to be fair, in the ratings. Creativity, both on 66, 65, 60, 64, 56. So, you know, it's a pretty decent sort of rating. So 65 was Baena, and Ramsey was, let's have a look again. It's hard to tell then. So 60. So the green is Baena, and the blue is Ramsey. So 5 more marks for attacking on Baena. Technical, 64 for Baena and 56 for Ramsey. Ramsey's tackling is better. Ramsey's defending is better, quite significantly better. So you can see that the attacking vibe is there for Baena, but the defensive work is a little bit lacking as well. So Ramsey is probably more of an all-rounder in that role. But, you know, they're playing in probably different systems maybe. I don't know how Villarreal have been defending either. So a little bit of a comparison between the two then. And let's have a look at the market value. So market value is 20 million. And then you can see here that the attacking vibe of Baena is quite high. You've got progressive passes received, 5.08 per 90. Touches in the penalty area is 3.05. You've got successful take-ons, 1.25. So it's pretty decent in the attacking area as well, which is nice to see. So another player that we are linked with is Nicola Zaniolo from Galatasaray. He's not able to make a standalone episode on Transfer Hub. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Not everybody is privileged enough to get a standalone Transfer Hub episode. And I have my reservations on Nicolo Zaniolo, and it is his injury record. 2 ACLs have been torn for a 23-year-old, which is a massive, massive worry of mine. Spending big money on a centre forward who has ACLs twice. We seem to have a running problem at the minute at Aston Villa with new signings getting injured quite regularly. And I think hopefully that will end this window because Carlos done his ACL, or I think it was his ACL. It's one of those where he was out for the whole season. And there's question marks would be, can he get back to full fitness? And is he able to get back to the level of what he was before? So a good pre-season would be perfect for him. Kamara had 2 injuries last season as well, which again was a blow. First off, he missed some games. Second off, towards the end, he missed some games as well. So that's 2 new signings with injury problems. Who else? Have we had any more? Bailey, the season before, out for 2 big long spells. This season was okay. Wasn't he? Bailey was okay. Did have a couple of little niggles, didn't he? So I'm in my head, I'm now reluctant on injuries, to be fair, on some of these players. So he's had 2 big injuries, which I would really, really stay well away. He's featuring in the Italian side. There's a lot of clubs that are now linked with him. Last season, he scored 5 goals and he got, I can't see any assists there. So he got 5 goals, which was okay in the Turkish league. So for me, Villa fans, I know a couple of you have said, you know, you're going to do an episode on him, but I just can't get those injuries out of my head. Like, for me, it's a non-starter. Apparently, Monchi was looking at him for Seville as well. But yeah, again, injuries in my head. I can't do it. I can't do it, Villa fans. I've got to stay away from this one. So another player, again, we linked with 34-year-old Pereiro from Villarreal. Very, very tidy technical player. Coming to the back end of his career. So I think that one, I think we need to be looking in a different direction on that one as well. So Alex Baena is someone that I would really like to see at Aston Villa. So let's just have a quick look then at this Villa squad and where I think we are strong and well set, and areas where I think we are not so much. So, right, here we go. Keeper, Martinez. I think we need definitely another goalkeeper. So I think we need backup to Martinez, maybe a younger goalkeeper coming in, a goalkeeper that has gone through his whole career with the ball at his feet. You know, someone that we can really nurture but give minutes to at the same time, I think is important. I think the youth goalkeepers that we've got in the minute aren't ready to be getting minutes for Aston Villa. So I think definitely we need to sign a backup goalkeeper. Central defence, I think, is an interesting one, as you know, because, you know, I've got this theory of potentially a Pau Torres coming in and then somebody moving across to be a little bit more defensive-minded. But at this moment in time, is our central defence area well set to go into next season? My answer would be yes. Mings, Konsa, Carlos, Chambers. Dendoncker can play as a centre-half. He plays there for Belgium, albeit in a 3. But I think at this moment in time, without knowing what we're going to be doing, I think defence is pretty much well set. I need to keep that one, actually. What am I doing? Right, so defence is well set. Right, so I think defence is well set. So they can stay. Right, this is what I'm trying to do. Hold on, I'm having a mare. Right, so there we go. So defenders can stay because I think we're well set in that area. Ashley Young has left Aston Villa. Matty Cash is an attacking right back. So we're looking at a right back. We desperately need a right back to come in anyway. If a centre back comes in, then maybe we go in a different option for the right back. So I've kept the defenders in because I think they are pretty sound. We need a right back. Left back, I think, is pretty strong. Moreno and Luca Dean, I'm more than happy for those two to fight out for next season. But we still have the lingering thing of Moreno being injured. He won't be back. I've seen that he's back in the gym, so his recovery looks like it's going well. So Luca Dean and Moreno's first choice. If Luca Dean potentially wasn't happy and was to leave, then we'd have to bring in another one. But I think left back is well set. The deep line double pivot of Kamara, first choice player, that looks like that is okay as well, in my opinion. I think you've got Kamara, Dendonka, Chambers. I think that deep line double pivot role is okay. I think McGinn has gone into there as well. So you've got rotation in there. So let's start talking about the rotation side of things as well. So what I was saying earlier, Kamara, are there other options in this squad at the minute for Kamara? And I would say yes. You've got you've got Dendonka, you've got Chambers, and you've got McGinn that can rotate in there as well. So I think Kamara is okay there. So he's going to stay. Luiz, now, he's our first choice player in this position as well. Absolutely amazing player. Player of the season, whatever. Has he got rotation? Well, no, he didn't. Luiz had no rotation. If Luiz was out, who would come into Luiz's position? Now, this is what I'm saying now about the quality. So you would be sacrificing somebody else to go in his position, wouldn't you? Right? So now we've got a Tielemans that can now go into that area and it can go into that position. So I think these two are pretty well stacked out, in my opinion, now. I think there's enough there to go through a whole season. You know, you're hoping Kamara stays fit for the whole season. But as we work further forward into this squad, this is where my slight need for more quality coming in. So in this area here, if Ramsey is injured, who goes into that position? I'm not sure that there's an out and out player in our squad that can just drift straight into that position. I don't see Buendia being able to play on that left. I see Buendia in this area, not on this sort of left-hand side. So, you know, an Alex Baena, a Goncalves, a Guendouzi would offer a little bit more strength there. I think this option, this area here for me, somewhere that I've got my eye on of somebody else coming in. You could potentially put a Tielemans there. That's okay. You know, he could maybe drift there. But I think attacking-wise, for what Ramsey offers, attacking-wise, for what Ramsey offers in his game, if you take Ramsey out and put another Villa squad player in that position at the minute, you weaken what we do on this left-hand side. So I think as a squad, we need someone in this area. Villa fans, let me know what your thoughts are. You may completely disagree, but I think someone in this area is someone that we need. McGinn's position again as well. If McGinn's been rotated, if McGinn's injured, if McGinn needs minutes, who comes into this position here? I know we've got Coutinho as well. Again, I think it's an area that maybe he's a bit light. Maybe he's a bit light for the way that we play. And this is all about the way that we play. So these players here are all in like specialised positions, aren't they? They're all quite crucial to the way that we play. So again, I think in this area, it's a little bit it's a little bit light. Maybe you have got the beauty of maybe a Buendia going in there. So we do have options here. But again, in this area with Bailey, what are the options for Bailey? It's sticking Ramsey there. Yes, we've got a Coutinho. Hopefully, like I said earlier, he can stick around and add minutes and options. But I do really think that this area here, for me, is something that I would be looking to bring players in, because it's about having squad. It's about taking someone out and putting a player in there that is just as good, or you hope better than the player that we've currently got, because then we can move forward, can't we? So I think that's where I'm at really with the squad. I think McGinn and Buendia can play that role. That they could rotate with each other, couldn't they? So that's where I'm at the minute. I think that's where I would like to see players coming in, and it's interesting that we keep being linked with central midfielders who play here. You know, every central midfielder plays basically there. So that shows to me that we're needing something else in this area. You know, so that's where I'm at. That's where I think we need strengthening. And okay, striker vibe. I think we probably need another striker coming in as well, don't we, to offer minutes as well for Watkins. So that's where I'm at. That's what needs strengthening. It's been a nice little 22-minute episode. I've enjoyed recording this, to be fair. So cheers everybody for the support. If you are new, subscribe to the channel, get involved, and I will speak to you all soon. Up the Villa.